welcome back to our latest episode of the Rule of Two here on the C Cinema Reviews channel. We're so very happy that you decided to make us part of your day. This is obviously a Star Wars show, and of course, as always, with me is Misa Sista.
That is right.
And today, we're going to be talking... There hasn't been much, Celebration was a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago now. And so, the news has died down a little bit. But today we have some new comics. We got Galaxy's Edge number 1, which is pretty cool. This takes place on the planet of Batuu. Well, most of it takes place on the planet of Batuu, which is where the planet that you will be visiting when you go to Star Wars Land or Galaxy's Edge. And then our other one is Star Wars Vader Dark Visions number 3.
And we will save that description for when we talk about it.
Yes, because it's very interesting.
Definitely.
Very interesting. We thank you very much for listening to us. We hope you hit the like button if you enjoy it. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And let's talk some Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Star Wars Galaxy's Edge number 1.
Actually, I would disagree with you. It doesn't mostly take place on Batuu. It takes place elsewhere.
It does.
With our main character, Han Solo.
With Han Solo, yeah. He is Evorcia Prime Preserve. This is, that's the planet that they take place mostly. It's I concur with that. But anyway, we open up this comic, and this comic is basically Dok-Ondar telling a story to some other pirates or something like that. Telling them how he got a little baby Sarlacc.
Yeah. In
his collection, because Dok-Ondar is pretty cool. These pirates are up to no good. Obviously, they're pirates. So
go back for a second. His place is called the Den of Antiquities. You can actually visit that when you go to Star Wars.
Yeah.
Apparently...
Galaxy's Edge, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I just said Star Wars. When you go to Star Wars. That's going to be really interesting. He has a lot of cool stuff that you can buy in there, including, I think, like, some Ahsoka lightsabers and stuff. But, Yeah, this is basically him telling the story of how he got the little Sarlaccs, the baby Sarlaccs, I guess.
The little...
And the smuggler who got them for him, which obviously...
is Han and Chewie. The pirates are kind of like, they're just pirates. They're not really important to the story, at least in this point. But yeah, I think Chewie looks bushy, man. Chewie definitely needs to comb his hair. Han looks good. He looks more along the lines of Alden, to me, than
see that.
Harrison Ford. He's definitely like.
Yeah. At one point he says I'm too good looking to die this way.
Yeah.
Which I thought was so funny.
Yeah.
I've never heard Han. I don't know that he believes he's super good looking. He probably does, but we've just never heard him comment on his own looks, I don't think. So I thought that was really funny.
Yeah.
But basically, they get the codes to this planet, which is a planet where they hold...
This is a preserved planet. There's
exotic animals or something.
Yeah, it's like a national park. You would think of it like a park almost.
Except
where they...
Imperials sometimes, or before, they went to hunt these exotic animals.
Go and hunt, and that's
instead of just going to look.
Yeah, but there's a doctor on this planet who... obviously gets killed by a Sarlacc. Not in the actual comic. He's dead before Han gets there, but
the doctor's his what do they call him? Assistant. Basically betrays him. At one point you see the bones of this doctor, and Han is like, excuse me, and
it's pretty good.
grabs his taser thing.
Yeah.
But it's a cute little story.
It's a nice start to the story. it paints the whole Sarlacc in a like even scarier kind of point of view,
they
because
have little bodies.
when they're young, these like the Sarlaccs like burrow around and they're fast and they actually go out and hunt rather than wait for things to come to them.
Right.
So it's like, man, these
when
things
they're
are
older,
scary.
they just sort of like do what they did
in episode 6, yeah, but like you just see one burrowing under. It looks like a groundhog, just like, making his way towards Han Solo. And
at one point you see their bodies, which
they're like
I'm still like trying to work out the
they look like
physics
a turkey.
of it all.
They look like a turkey that's like been defeathered and you're gonna roast.
I thought more of like a crab or something, just because of the redness. But I don't know. I'm confused by the physics of how they like the teeth come out of like. I guess just dirt comes between the like actual skin, and then the teeth. Like, I don't know. It's very. I was just very.
It's very different. I mean, it is a Star Wars thing.
Confused by that, but
but we see Chewie being all cool and taking like a taser for like a minute and a half.
Yeah.
He's just getting like tased, and then he just turns around and beats the guy up and throws him into the Sarlacc pit. It's pretty cool. But of course, hijinks ensues. Han's running away from Sarlacc. Chewie's like, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
Chewie's like, I told you we shouldn't have come. Chewie definitely gives him an I told you so.
The Falcon is definitely known because the doctor's assistant is like, oh, I've heard of your ship. I'm a very big fan or whatever.
He does the whole 14 parsecs thing.
Yeah. And Han is like 12.
Yeah.
He's like, even better.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a nice story, and I enjoyed it for what it was.
Yeah.
But
it's pretty cool.
Do you have anything to say about the Han and Chewie thing? Or?
The Han and Chewie thing is cool. It's just like a nice little. It's a way to like start off the comic, because it's like, we got Han and Chewie in this story for a little bit. They're probably not going to be in the story much. Maybe, I don't know. It'd be cool if they were. But yeah, it was a nice start. It was a nice little story that Doc was telling the guys.
But the ending definitely hooked me. I want to see what's next,
Mm-hmm.
This is one of the, I feel like, because, I don't know, the comics can be kind of weird for me sometimes. So the fact that they actually had me like, oh, what comes next? Yeah. I'm happy about that.
Uh-huh.
It proves that it was a good comic. That sort of, captured my interest.
Yeah, it's
what did
pretty
you think
cool.
Of the end?
I thought it was alright. It was like I thought it was like kind of obvious that the pirates weren't just going to be merchants going to Doc for something. They asked for something. They asked Doc for something that we don't get. We don't know what it is.
Right.
They asked Doc for something, and he was like, "Nah, dude." And Doc is one of those guys who gets.
They set it up earlier that he gets what he
gets
wants or needs.
If you pay him enough credits, he will get you what you need or what you want.
Exactly.
And then they obviously ask him for something that we don't know yet, and he's like, "Nah, I'm good." And so it'll be interesting to see what that is. I was thinking like a lightsaber, maybe something really cool like a holocron.
Maybe.
But like you never know. I just thought that it would be pretty cool, but it definitely did pique my interest as far as what they wanted. I obviously want to see more of Batuu. We get to see some tacos, which I thought was great. It was great setting up for like you going there and then getting some tacos. They're called what are they? A juicy Ronto wrap. But they're totally tacos, and I was like, that was the first thing I saw when I opened the comic book, and I was like, tacos! They got them in Star Wars. They're canon now. Tacos officially canon.
Most definitely.
It's like, how is Darth Revan not canon?
Yeah. What are these guys called? The first sort of pirate that we see. He's like one of those ones
Changeling,
that change. Like in episode 2.
Yeah, the one who tried to kill Padme. Padme. He's one of those species. I think this one's a male. But, like, it confused me for a second when you see him changing. Because, like, his change. There's one panel where he's green, the next panel where he's like human looking, and there's just a little bit of green on his cheek. When I first read it, I was like, "Who's this guy?"
Yeah, I thought the same thing, but I looked at his clothes. Like I went back and was like, "Oh, the same hood. Okay."
Yeah, I was like, "What?" I was like, "Who's this guy?" For a second there, for the whole first time that I watched it, and I was like, "I guess they got another pirate."
Yeah. Where in the timeline is this? Because I thought I read something about the First Order.
Yeah, they do say the First Order right here.
So,
this
what is Han doing smuggling?
Yeah, he doesn't look like Old Man Han either.
Right.
That's the thing. So it almost seems like the First Order kind of came about kind of quickly. Because Han looks quite young.
Also, just a little shout out to Force Awakens. He says we'll never do another, like, animal run.
Yeah.
Which obviously he does in Force Awakens, and it does not go well.
Yeah.
Again.
It's pretty cool for...
But, I mean, Han will do anything for credits, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I mean...
Almost. It's probably not going to be, like, an assassin or anything like that. But anyway, I thought it was a nice start. It was a nice setup. I definitely want to know more.
Wait, who will be an assassin?
Han. It's like he won't be an assassin.
Oh. Right. Yeah.
I think it's a pretty cool setup for, you know, the future of this thing, and to see more of Batuu and see what Doc is all about and what these pirates want. I'm interested. Mm-hmm. I'm interested. It'll be pretty cool. Anything else you want to say about it?
No, looks good.
Sarlacc, scary, even scarier now. But yeah, let's get to definitely, in my opinion, the more interesting one.
Really?
Yeah, just because...
I did not feel this way.
Darth Vader, Dark Visions.
Okay.
Number 3.
What is your initial reaction to this woman?
What is...
Like, if you could say nuts. One thing about her... She's not... I'm thinking, like, even in some of the panels, she looks like they ripped her straight out of a Harley Quinn comic. She looks like Harley Quinn. And the way she's, like, totally willing to, like, go wherever he is and like, you know, basically jump in the line of fire.
So if you don't know, if you haven't read it and don't really care about spoilers, it's pretty much about this, like, doctor's assistant on the Death Star who is on the Death Star, and Darth Vader frequently comes to the Death Star to get, like, to do all of his stuff, you know, get checkups as far as his health and, like, fixing
and, like, making sure,
you know, he's okay under the hood.
But also that they're building the Death Star, like, snappy, you know.
Yeah.
Gotta get this done.
Yeah, and so this girl, this nurse, has fallen in love with Darth Vader.
Yeah, she has, like, little visions of them as, like, sort of on, what's Padme's planet?
Naboo.
Yeah, it kind of looks like that.
Yeah.
But...
she's very much in love with Vader. I thought it was very interesting because it's like, wow, you know?
Yeah,
wow.
Definitely Harley Quinn vibes for me.
I didn't make that connection, but it's totally true.
I mean, she's got the white blonde hair, and, like, her face at certain points is just like, oh yeah,
she's
girl.
Very nutty. That's, like, how could anyone fall in love with Vader? I thought it was pretty cool, though. I thought it was pretty cool just to have, like, another little random story about someone who... Spoilers! He kills her because she walks into his, like, little, not throne room, but, like, his quarters where he has his helmet off. And she just walks in there, walks up to him. She's like, I love you and all this good stuff. And then he stabs her.
So before that, she is collecting little, like I said, she is the nurse to Vader's doctor, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And every time he comes, she gets little collectibles. Yes, from Vader. Like literally, it kind of looks like a finger at one point. She's like a vial of blood. And when I saw that, I was like, hold up a second. Could we be looking at like clones or something? Because blood clones. Anyway, but then the doctor finds it and basically takes it away. And I don't know how she ends up in the trash compactor. Whether she got there herself or
yeah, she totally did because the doctor
threw her in
the doctor threw the stuff away.
Oh, and she went in there.
And then she went in to go get it.
I see. Yeah, that was definitely like for a second there. I was like, is she gonna? Yeah.
She like ends up with his cape, which is pretty cool, and I thought like. Wow, I was like, man, he just left his cape back in the doctor's place. I guess he has more of them. No capes? No capes now? No cape Vader. And then the doctor finds that. He finds her little box of trinkets that apparently have been attached to Vader at one point.
She's definitely nutty balls, but I was okay with her keeping all of that stuff because, you know, you're going to have groupies. Like, it's going to happen.
I guess.
I mean, Vader's a crazy dude, but she's definitely nuts.
It definitely would have been weirder if she was, like, crazy for the Emperor. So I get it.
Yeah, I mean, before Vader got all burnt up, he was an attractive dude.
Yeah.
But, yeah, at one point she, like, dreams of, like, choking out the doctor.
Yeah, she does not like this doctor.
And she's dressed sort of like Vader and a black cape and all that.
It's almost like she's like force choking the doctor.
She goes to Vader and she's like, it's time to go and like profess my love or something. And she makes like, you do get a small thing of like Vader doesn't keep his doors locked because like obviously nobody's gonna go in there.
Like he's not scared of any like. At what point do you say I don't need to keep my doors locked because let's just be honest, everybody out there is scared of me.
Yeah.
So
she goes in and sees basically his white. Yeah,
she goes in and
sort of ashen, and she's like, "This is even better." Like she's so nuts.
She's so happy to see him.
Yeah. See this last panel here on this page looks exactly like Harley Quinn to me. I feel like, but. Or like the Joker just shot her up with some laughing, whatever, you know how in some things they're all plastered with a smile. Mm-hmm. And she basically says, we can be together, and then he stabs her through the chest. And then he literally says, Darth Vader to the bridge, come get this garbage out of my quarters. And it's just like, no acknowledgement. He looks at her with very sad eyes, and then just kills her, and then is like, get this out of here.
Yeah, definitely.
She's nuts.
I don't think anybody but like maybe the Emperor has seen him and Tarkin has seen him without the helmet on and lived to tell the tale.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think of... Do you think she's just nuts, or do you think there are actually people out there who admire and love him?
No, there are definitely people out there who admire and love him because like the Acolytes of the Beyond and the Aftermath trilogy do that. Like
even that kid who was like the Dark Knight basically coming in and saving in the previous, I think it's the first comic.
The first Vader Dark Visions comic. Yeah, that kid definitely was like, this guy is great.
Yeah.
You know.
From like a
I like it though.
Psychological standpoint, it's interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely but I'm glad she's dead. Pretty fun to see something like that because it's like, of course, you know. I like how we've had two stories in this Dark Visions thing that have been like, oh, Vader's great. And then the one who's like the Imperial who's like, dude, no.
I didn't read that one.
Oh, you didn't? Okay, so in the second one, he pretty much like, so it's about this like, I think I don't know if he's an admiral. I think he's a captain of a Star Destroyer. Mm-hmm. And he's chasing down a rebel, and then he finds out what happens is the rebel gets away, and then Vader contacts his ship, and then he tells the guy to tell Vader that they caught the rebel. And then Vader's like, okay, I'm coming to interrogate him.
Oh.
And so the dude gets like scared beyond, like he just gets so scared that he goes after the dude, like literally tracks it, like doesn't track him through hyperspace, but like finds him somehow through hyperspace. The guy like goes into a planet that is like a storm planet, so you can't really tell where he is. He takes it there. He takes like a Star Destroyer through an asteroid field, which we know from episode 5 he can't do. He takes a Star Destroyer through an asteroid field. Then he like takes a Star Destroyer and literally rams it down the throat of a space slug because the rebel flew into there. It was nuts. It was nuts. And then eventually at the end,
he gets the guy for Vader?
No.
Oh.
The guy leads him into a rebel trap.
Oh, he did.
And so a bunch of rebel ships start bombarding him, and he's like, "Oh well, at least I
was gonna die anyway."
Yeah, he was pretty much like, well, it was a good chase. And then at the very end, he's like going down with the ship. He's got his like breathing thing on, and he still gets force choked out by Vader.
Of course. Wow.
I thought it's really great because like that, like in that one, the entire time he's just completely terrified of Vader. And I like it how like we've had 2 stories where they think that Vader's cool. And then one story where, like, the guy who knows Vader actually knows him. Not knows him like the Emperor does, but, like, knows of him and seen him do things. That dude is terrified of him. I think it's pretty cool.
But the thing is, like, he is brutal in front of her, and she's still...
She's okay with it.
Yeah, like, she's just, like, like, even when, like, he storms off, leaving half of his cape with her, like, on the, like, gurney or whatever it is. It's definitely not a gurney, but anyway. She's like, he left this for me.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's just like, no, dude.
She's not there all mentally.
I was, like, kind of, like... I was ready for maybe some kind of love story.
You're ready for Vader to sweep her off her feet.
I was definitely like skeptical, like, okay, let me see what you got here, because the cover is just like, maybe, I mean, he's just doing like his power pose and letting her like caress his mask, but like how would that work? But I mean, it didn't matter anyway, because
no
it wasn't true.
Solo kind of thing.
Right.
Definitely not. Vader had no care for her at all. In fact,
I think he force pushes her at one point when she gets in his way.
He force pushes her, and then she's like, "Oh, I have felt him, and he has felt me."
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh.
No, Vader only had one love.
Yes.
And it wasn't you. Well, he might have had 2.
She did.
Because he loves his children. Or 3.
Maybe.
Well, he loved one of his children.
Maybe, yeah.
Leia, he was totally going to turn.
Very, very hard maybe.
Well, he definitely loved Padme. So one true love.
He loved one. It is what it is.
His kids are...
His kids are a definite maybe. like it's a hard sell. You're gonna have to sell me harder than the...
His blue Force ghost definitely loves his children.
Okay, yeah, that version of him.
But Vader,
yeah, that's Anakin. We're talking about Vader. Nuh-uh. That's a harder sell than the sample lady at Sam's Club.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
But yeah, I thought this comic was pretty interesting. I thought both of them were cool.
I would recommend them both.
Yeah, if you want to see like a weird, wacky love story between a one-sided love story with Vader in it. Yeah.
Harley Quinn vibes. If you like Harley Quinn and her nutty ballness. It definitely reminded me of like the Harley Quinn from Suicide Squad who's like standing in front of his car just like as he's speeding at her. Just like, yeah, I'm gonna die. You know. It's definitely like that. So if you enjoyed that kind of a character.
Galaxy's Edge is good too.
Go for it.
Yeah. I think that they're both worth a read. Pick them up, read them. Why not? But yeah, that's pretty much our thoughts on these 2 comic books. We hope you enjoyed it. We want to hear your thoughts.
Hopefully we'll get a Mando trailer soon.
Hopefully we'll get a Mando trailer sometime before it airs.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, you guys. But anyway, enough talk about that. Thank you, JJ, Shmi, Benioff and Weiss, and George. We enjoy you guys listening. We hope you had fun. We hope you tell us your thoughts. No spoilers.
Maybe we're not getting a trailer because we're not adding.
We're not adding John
or Dave Filoni in our.
Okay, well, John Favreau, you are clearly Disney's poster boy, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. They should give you every movie that they possibly can until you die, and even then, Force Ghosts back. You know, Dave, kill Ahsoka, please.
No, Dave.
Please.
Don't listen to him.
Just let her go.
We need Ahsoka.
Let her go.
Hashtag Ahsoka lives.
Let her go. Let her go.
You're not gonna get a trailer talking that way to Dave. Anyway.
If she shows up in Mando.
Oh, I'd be happy as a clam.
Heads will roll.
A clam's happy? I don't know.
Anyway.
And do the outro.
Anyway, yes, we thank you very much for listening. Tell us your thoughts whenever and wherever you can. Facebook, Twitter, if there's a comment section down below. I still don't know.
I think there is. I don't know.
But anyway, yeah, tell us your thoughts. Hit the like button if you enjoyed it, and may the Force be with you.
Always.